This is a follow-up video. So I used this Corroseal Rust Converting Primer on my truck on the frame. About 5 years ago, I just used this by itself. And then a year later, there was a little bit of rust spots coming through. So I coated it again with this. And then after 4 years, there was a little more rust coming through. So I recoated it again and then covered it with high heat rustoleum barbecue paint. If you want either one of these, link in description. I did minimalist prep on this. I'll put some old video in here showing what I did.
So on the upper right of this screen, you can see old rust converting primer that's been on there for 4 years. You can see it's a little rusty, but it held up pretty well. And then on the left is stuff I never painted. So I rust converter primered it and then rolled on some rustoleum.
So I think the results are great considering I did a pretty sloppy job in the first place of painting the stuff on. I didn't really worry too much about, I didn't sand it down. I just basically brushed it and then put the stuff on it and then coated it with paint. So let's get under there and see how it looks after a year. So I did this a year ago with the rustoleum barbecue paint over the Corroseal. If we go down here, so nice, look at that. So there's no rust coming through. It's dirty, but you can see everything is still black. So if you're going to use the rust converting primer and do minimal prep, it's good enough. It goes on there and it sticks to the frame, and then going over it with rustoleum finishes it off and seals it so that it's not going to get rusty again.
And this truck does not live in a garage. It's outside all the time, and I also take it out and beat it up on the dirt and rocks. So it definitely does get exposure to the elements 24 hours a day, every day.
So that's it. Thanks for watching. And if you want that stuff, link in description.
That barbecue paint also works on mufflers. This muffler was starting to get rusty, so I painted it with the barbecue paint to try and make it last a little longer. And it doesn't get as hot as a barbecue, so everything's fine. It stays on there, and it's going to last a lot longer than it would just being a naked muffler.
And the barbecue paint works great on motorcycle exhausts too, so even that isn't too hot for the paint. This is my old YZ250. I painted that rusty pipe, and you can see it's still holding up well.